favorites. We here for the latest. South side or the north side. Not tuned to the greatest. Home team for the home teams. Both sides got our own rings. On the mound or the long ball. But we don't put the wrong strings. Yeah. It's that time of the year now. Wrigley or Gantee, so the whole league that we hear now. New show with a new mood. Discussions and interviews. Straight rumors that might be. This is Pinwheels and Knife.
In your butt. What?
And we might have to re-edit that song because it talks about both teams being good and shit. All right.
Rebuild with a rebuild.
Yeah. Rebuild.
Back to the rebuild.
We don't call it a rebuild here with Cub fans. We call it a retool.
That's all it is, or magical.
Retool.
Jake Berger at second. Miles Mastrobone.
Just to keep in the back of your mind, Ashlyn Berger just tweeted out. Well, she tweeted out 7 hours ago, but it just got retweeted in my timeline. If you vote for my husband for DH, I will throw a pizza party.
Lance Lynn.
Pizza party for everybody.
Pizza party. All right, you guys ready?
Who's got money?
You guys ready?
Yeah.
Yes.
3, 2, 1. Oh shit, we're going into June. What's up, everybody? It is Thursday, June 1st, and I am Matt Swaski. We're gonna start that over again. 3, 2, 1. What's going on, everybody? It is Thursday, June 1st, and you have found the Pinwheels and Ivy podcast. I am your host, Matt Swaski, a.k.a. Southside Zoe, a.k.a. Father Zoe, a.k.a. Not Stone, just Stupid Zoe. And with me, as always, Mr. Aldo Soto.
My baseball thoughts right now are DJ Moore looked pretty good. Minicamp. So,
that is very perfect.
Training camp, just like what, 6 weeks away? 7 weeks away?
Perfectly said. And the good Reverend K. Fitz.
Hey, it's a Golden Knights Stanley Cup final, so I am showing out for the old hockey team here in town. And I know that Blackhawks fans hate the Golden Knights. That's because they're kind of like.
I don't know one Blackhawks fan that hates the Golden Knights.
Well, it's probably
the old Chicago Wolves affiliate. I like the Golden Knights.
Hey, the Blackhawks only have one regular season win against the Golden Knights, I think, ever. Which is fun. Anyway,
they get distracted.
Who's counting? It's not like a huge rival.
So everything works out just fine. They're gonna get Bedard.
Who could forget about the big rivalry between the Blackhawks and
massive Blackhawks Golden Knights rivalry that we all
sell out here. They sell out here. It's great.
Who the Blackhawks or the
Hawks sell out the Golden Knights games when they come here. It's
in recent years.
Every time Chicago fans show up here.
Chicago fans do travel well because I went to a Hawks game out in LA.
I guess,
it was a lot of Hawks.
Yeah. Vegas trip. And that last blue issue here is the young, the handsome, the darling of the 108 tournament, our sophomore, Mr. NASCAR Mitch.
Well, let me tell you, I'm sure we'll talk about it later in the show, but it was a great weekend for motorsports. You had the Monaco Grand Prix, you had the Indy 500, and the Coca-Cola 600. But despite all these great sporting events, I think the coolest thing I saw this weekend was Liam Hendricks coming back. Like, that was awesome. And this is coming from a guy that was at the Indy 500. By far, the coolest sporting moment I saw was Liam Hendricks' return.
And it was also a very good weekend for motor boating. I heard.
I wouldn't know anything about
Sailor you.
So, Chicago baseball fever, catch it. Both teams suck. We're going to expand on that. There's specific points that we want to get into. So
we're following in their lead.
Yeah, we have
Chicago baseball. Catch it. Yeah. And expect cold sores and burning when you pee.
Yeah, we got a lot to talk about, folks. There's a lot of bad, sprinkling maybe a couple glimmers of good, but yeah, it's rough out there. So with all that being said, God damn it, if you're watching these goddamn baseball teams, you need a drink. Let's tap this keg. As always, the show is brought to you by Sports Mockery, sportsmockery.com. Make sure you download the app, turn on push notifications. So as Aldo alluded to earlier, you can get all the news and updates from the Bears mini camp and the start of their season, because God knows you don't want to talk about baseball.
Hey, there's some electric Romy Gonzalez articles available to read. Throwing that out there.
My bad, Mitch. And also brought to you by Uncle Bud's, 9700 South Cicero. Jesus Christ, get it together, Zoe. South Cicero. Daily drink specials, daily food specials. They always got something going on there, whether it be karaoke, trivia, live music, all kinds of fun stuff. Uncle Bud's, 9700 South Cicero in Oak Lawn. Oh my God, we should get like an error horn for me tonight.
Streets are saying better than Wings and Rings because they didn't vote against me in the Pinwheels and Ivy tournament, or the 108 tournament.
I am not going down that road.
I am.
I'll tell you the history after the show. I am not going down that road. I'm not touching that. That's story time with Uncle Zoe.
Zoe may or may not agree.
I may or may not be banned from life from one of those two establishments.
Uncle Bud's?
It's not Uncle Bud's.
Damn, Zoe, what do you do at Uncle Bud's?
I ain't done none at Uncle Bud's yet.
No wonder they're campaigning against.
Yeah. Young Zoe was not as calm as current Zoe.
Well, you know what? If you want to see Zoe, you know where he is welcome? Uncle Bud's. So
Uncle Bud's. I am.
Take your ass down to South Cicero.
So let's start out
Didn't like you at Chili's?
on a very high note because it won't get any better than this. And Mitch, you brought it up. I don't know how much there is to talk about it just because as a sports fan, as a White Sox fan, as a human being, if you didn't get caught up in that moment at that time, like, I don't really know what to tell you, man. Like, Liam Hendricks gets diagnosed with cancer, goes and does the treatment, continues to throw while he's doing the treatment. Let's not forget that because this guy's a fucking psycho, and I love that about him. I say that like endearing. Continues to throw while he's doing chemo, and comes with how many? It was what, like 4 months?
But that was since he announced it. But yeah. Give or take.
Yeah. And he takes the field for the White Sox. Now, the build up to it was huge. Obviously, he deserved every accolade, every sign of respect that he got. I mean, that is one of the greatest feel-good stories I think I've ever heard in sports, not just baseball. And it couldn't have happened to a better guy. We all know how insanely charitable Liam is and what he does for the community, both inside of baseball and outside of baseball. You're very hard-pressed to find anyone that has anything to do with baseball say a bad word about Liam Hendricks and his wife. Can't forget her. She puts in a lot of the legwork with the charity stuff. So the White Sox, for once, did something good right when they brought him in the 8th inning and they turned out all the lights and they played his music and they did the light show like he was coming in for a save, which he wasn't. And he did that thing where he stood there and then he did the hop. He slapped his knee and did the hop and kind of ran in. And credit to the Angels batter, who I can't remember his name right now, for taking his time, we'll say, getting into the box. And that's the part that got me, is when Liam is standing on the mound and he does like a full circle, just looking at everything. And you could see, like, he's a bad dude. And you could see him, like, rolling up a little bit and shaking his head like, fuck yeah, fuck yeah. And then the first pitch he throws is just a 96-mile-an-hour fuck you fastball right down the middle. And again, kudos to the Angels hitter for taking it for a strike. Matt Thies, yeah. I don't know if you guys got anything to add to that, but they gave me chills, dude. Like, chills.
And because, like, Liam's one of those guys that he's all business on the mound. So, you know, if he's taking the time to appreciate it, just kind of like how big it is. And, I mean, you look, like, you touched on it, too. Because, like, cancer's one of those things that affects everyone. Like, everyone knows someone that's been going through it. And my girlfriend works at one of those cancer centers as like a scribe. And I hear some of the horror stories, people coming in there. So just like the fact that not only did he survive it, that he's pitching again, like, it's hard to put in word like how incredible that is. Just the fact he's back on the highest level of baseball in the world. He's back pitching 4 months after being diagnosed with cancer. So props to him.
Yeah, I mean,
and you see some of the stuff that he did. Even like you talk about being a good guy. I mean, he was buying lunch for everybody down, on the farm.
Yeah,
while he was doing his rehab stuff, like doing thankless. I mean, this is a dude that, again, baseball is great, man. And a lot of people say baseball is life, but this is the stuff that we talk about that's bigger than the game. And again, you've seen it with obvious shirts. You've seen it with, Cub fans. They're even in a Chicago rivalry, which, whatever cantankerous stuff it is. There's just a total appreciation for him. Now, as Cub fans, we weren't a part of the John Lester or Anthony Rizzo cancer situations when those occurred. Those were younger in their career. We got the other side, the other side of that coin after they had gotten past it. And, two of our favorite players as Cub fans. Liam Hendriks has that same dog in him. And that's the coolest part about it is that Liam Hendriks beyond this is going to actually be a better Liam Hendriks no matter what happens on the bump, period. Because he understands the picture of everything in front of him, baseball and other.
And kind of building off of that, like Jason Benetti said it too. He's one of those players that like a lot of fans feel like they know, like even without it, because he connects very well to the fan base. He shows a lot of emotion on the mound. He's very outspoken. He gives back to the community. That's like one of the first things he did when he came to Chicago was like, where can I donate my time? And he was like buying lunch for like firefighters, visiting children's hospitals. He's a very easy guy to root for.
Mm-hmm. He likes Dr. Pepper, right? Dr. Pepper? Or is that
Legos?
Legos is the big thing.
Hates Josh Donaldson. I mean, what's not to like?
Yeah, and I mean, to Fitz's point, that story of him buying lunch for the entire major league team while I was doing his little rehab stint down there, he didn't tell anybody about that. Somebody else did. And I mean, I think that speaks a lot to who he is too. And I loved when he was running out to the field, one of the cameras was on his wife and she's going fucking bananas up there. Like, it's great to see, and I mean, we don't need to talk about how the rest of that inning went. But
the Angels were only so accommodating.
Which, I mean, good for them. I'd do the same thing. But yeah, that he got touched up a little bit. But
I mean, he's gonna have the long. I was gonna tell you guys, he's gonna have the longest leash ever imaginable.
Oh, God,
like imagine being the first dickhead to be like, Liam Hendriks.
Trade Liam.
Well, trade like imagine
GFA Liam.
Or like, Liam, we're trashing your trade value.
And I could already think of like 4 different Twitter accounts that are going to do that.
Yep.
So
I know.
Yeah, and I agree with Drew in the comments. And again, if you guys want to watch us live on Wednesday nights, YouTube, Twitch, you can find us on any streaming platform. Get in the comment section. We see them all. I guarantee you that. Drew said his wife deserves so much love as well to be able to stay strong and encourage him while still fighting with him. Absolutely. Yep. I mean, yeah, that's
a family
behind every strong man is a stronger woman. Like, it's pretty easy. So that's pretty much the highest tier we can go with positivity today on this episode here. I think we're gonna work our way down. 500. We're gonna work our way down. We're gonna work our way down. The next thing to bring up though is the White Sox have a massive gap at second base. We all know this. We've all known this for years, and it's just continues to not be addressed. But there was a bit of a bright spot in the last couple of games. We're seeing Mitch's boy, Romy Gonzalez.
I don't know if he's really my boy, but
coming up.
No, that's why he's your boy.
That's why he's your boy, because you got really mad about him in the outfield.
Yeah, that's true.
But in the month of May, he finished with a batting average of 323, OBP of 333, slugging 774 with an OPS of 1.108. 3 home runs in which he hit in the last 3 days. Well, he didn't on Wednesday. He didn't play. Yeah, he did.
Last 3 games, yeah.
Last 3 games. 11 RBIs. He only walked once, but that's a White Sox player. 3 doubles, 10 strikeouts, 2 stolen bases. Made a couple plays at second base. Will he keep this pace up? See Jake Berger. But it's nice. It's like a little bit of like, okay, maybe this is the guy that Han said could not be traded. Maybe this is God, he's such a fucking idiot.
I still can't believe it.
Oh my God. I can't. I'm sorry, everyone. I'm just gonna peel back the curtain. I can't fake the funk. I can't fake like trying to be cheery about this team this week. Fuck.
You know, you guys talking about Romy and like all the options of like when Elvis Andrews comes back, and what do you guys and like Hanser Alberto and like Clint Frazier.
Listen to
Kevin,
those names.
this just reminds me of us like fucking just having mindless conversations about like Frank Schwindel.
That's coming, Drew.
And Patrick Wisdom, and like, can they stick on the team? Are they going to be valuable players to anything? It's like this, just a whole bunch of blah.
It's a lot of blah.
Because like Adam Hazley was like up, and it's like, hey, look at this hot week he had, and like now he's gone, or like he's not.
Hazley had like a hot game. Like at least Romy's like stringing together a couple good ones, and I mean these home runs he's hitting aren't cheap.
They're bombs.
He's hitting.
No, I do. Yeah. Look, as much as I trashed him before the start of the season and him going to right field, I don't think he's a bad player. Like, he's a fine utility guy to have on the bench. And I think now he's got a couple things working for him. Is now that he's back from injury and he's playing every day, I do think he's playing with a little bit more confidence. Pedro Grifol alluded to he's playing looser, a lot more fun, which is great. And this is why a lot of Sox fans fell in love with him too. It's because he's a scrappy guy that hustles. And there's always room for having one of those guys on the team, especially when you can play multiple positions like he can. I do think it's a hot streak. Like, this is not who Romy is. We've seen a large enough sample size between now and the minor leagues to know he's not going to be, this tearing the cover off the ball every game. But, I think he's a nice guy to have. And I would argue you could keep him starting at second base, because I think with Hanser, Alberto, and Elvis Andrews, you can have, it's nice to have one veteran, good locker room guy that can play the middle infield on the bench. Two becomes a little redundant. And we know that both of them are rentals anyway. You might as well see what you have with Rami, because the front office is all high on him. So let's see what we got. You might as well play him the rest of the year, because both those other two are going to be gone.
I mean, isn't it a little bit depressing if you guys listen to the names you're all spewing out?
Yeah. Oh, incredible.
Listen to who we're talking about. Hanser Alberto and fucking Clint Frazier and all this other bullshit. I'll give Clint Frazier some. He's not playing terrible.
No, Clint's been a nice surprise.
I think with Clint, it's you really see what a guy can do when it's his last chance. And I think Clint is kind of feeling that this might be his last shot in the show.
How much is he going to be playing now that Eloy's back, though?
Sporadically. Especially with Jake Berger finding a spot for him to play.
Like, some of these guys, I feel like with Romy playing now more consistently at second base, and he gets more comfortable, you would think, because he's seeing more playing time. So like when Clint Frazier regresses, or not regresses, just when he has a reduced playing time, and it's like, well, can he keep it going if he's only starting twice a week? And then if he's not, then you just have like another dud on the bench.
Well, the White Sox, so what happened today was Aldo asked, who gets sent down when Elvis Andrews comes back? And my reply was, I don't even know who's on the bench right now, because it's been so much of a goddamn revolving door. I can't remember a season where the White Sox have sent guys up and down as frequently. They made 11 moves in one day to start the month. Remember that? And everyone's like, oh, that's the igniter. Well, I mean, I guess they finished one game above 500 this month, so maybe it did.
Super Bowl.
Yeah, Super Bowl, big time. But
you guys gained a game.
Yeah, I guess when Elvis comes back, you either probably sent Clint Frazier down, or I totally agree with the point you just made, though, Mitch, where Elvis and Hanser, it's like The Office. Like, these are the same pitcher. Like, it's the same guy. And I think Hanser might have a little bit of an edge, because that's the coach's dude. So
he can play third base too.
But I still think they would keep Elvis, just because at least he plays good defense. He's not hitting.
Well, that's the thing though. So I was writing about this today at second base, because he's going to as long as Tim's up, he's not going to be playing shortstop. His defense really is not like Romy is actually a better second baseman than Elvis is statistically. Slightly. They're both below average, but if you're looking at defensive run saves and outs above average, Gonzalez is a better defender than what Elvis has been this year.
I'm trying to confirm. I saw some reports of this. I didn't see exactly what happened. Didn't Eloy hurt his knee today?
Oh yeah, I thought you sent that screenshot in there. Right?
Yeah, I don't know what exactly happened because none of the beat writers have anything about it. But that's the other thing, though. Like you say with Clint, you know Eloy's gonna get hurt.
It's nice to have a fourth outfielder too. Like I could not stand having Gonzalez as our fourth outfielder. It's sometimes nice to have
Romy. The only reason they thought Romy could play outfield is because he's fast. There's no other rhyme or reason. I mean, I guess that's half the battle, but.
Oh, here we go. James Fagan, Pedro Gaffol acknowledged Eloy Jimenez was limited by a leg issue today, but said he expects him to be able to play outfield this weekend.
Okay, coach. Okay, coach. Yeah, well, I mean, Stephen Bardo, we could do a whole show about how much they fucked up this.
Oh my God! Did you see? I mean, how he went down on the? Oh, that's 2022. Sorry about that. I'm like, holy shit, he went down again.
Which one?
See, okay, there's no.
But yeah, I guess that's probably what they're gonna do, and
he's sore.
I don't know. They have a cluster of bad.
You know what's annoying about the whole second base situation? That we all knew that it was going to be bad. Like I remember writing during the offseason, it's like, well, it's between Gonzalez and Lenine, Sosa, and it's like, Jesus Christ, these guys all suck. And then they were trying to gas them all up, like, hey, no, these guys are good.
Yeah.
And then, like, I think it was literally 1 or 2 days after Rick Hahn's initial big spring training press conference when he was hyping up Romy. I think they signed Elvis Andrus like 2 days later.
Yeah.
He said, like, I'm not training that guy, or someone's got to make me an offer. Like, well, it's just, yeah. $3 million for Vinny Velo, greater than $3 million for Elvis.
Yeah.
You did say it at the time, Beef. I do remember you saying that, and I remember laughing at you.
Oh, that's another thing.
Even though I thought Elvis was going to be.
Sox don't have any starting pitching depth.
No, we're going to get to that in just a minute. I just want to
What
talk
would
about
the
one
White
more
Sox give up for Marcus Stroman? I wonder.
Dude, the White Sox are.
He didn't want to come to Chicago because they had Tony.
The White Sox are 13 games under 500.
Yeah,
They're not trading for anyone right now.
From not selling.
I guess the one good thing that I can touch on the month of May is Luis Robert had a very good May. He did disappear for Sunday and Monday's game, but then he kind of came back after that.
Who likes showing up for work on a Monday anyway?
Right. He finished May with the slash line of 316, 381, 663 with an OPS of 1.044. He hit 8 home runs, 17 RBIs. He did strike out 29 times, but he had 1 stolen base as well. It's a lot of fun watching him play good baseball. But those 2 games where I don't know what the fuck happened. It's like the Monstars sucked his talent out of his body for those 2 games. It was depressing to watch him in the batter's box. They were some of the saddest swings I've ever seen.
No, I didn't watch those games, but just from an outside perspective, I mean, reading off the numbers, it's he basically carried the entire offense for the first half.
Yes.
Other guys can step up for a couple of games.
Right.
Even that, it's all right, yeah. I mean, guys are gonna have awful games all the time.
Yeah.
But the key is that you have 2 bad and he comes back. It's the prolonged. You can have a bad, 48 hours. It's the 72 and then 96, and the next thing you know, it's like a 4 or 5 game slump, and things go off the track. So good on him for getting it back. That's the things you're seeing these things this year with Luis Robert. The benching and his response to the benching. Maybe a couple bad days, bouncing back. Now you're starting to see a little bit of maturity. I think. I think there's some. I think the message is getting through a little bit to him. At least it looks like, as far as his ability to adapt.
No, and I definitely agree, because I feel like a year or 2 ago this wouldn't have been the case. The maturity's definitely being shown, but man, when it's bad, it's really bad. Those swings were horrendous. The one day he had 3 strikeouts, he saw 11 pitches.
Hmm.
I mean, it was like he was up there, just like, get me the fuck out of here. Like 1, 2, 3.
I don't.
Gotta
I
feel
mean,
to succeed.
Yeah.
it's a point, but like I don't want to make it because I mean, the classic
go ahead.
pinwheels bump. But like I was gonna say, I mean, knock on wood, he's been the like core guy who stayed healthy so far this year.
Oh, he's fine.
That's why I didn't want to say
I
it.
know,
That's why I
I
didn't
know.
want to say it. You made me say this is on you, Zo. This is on you, Zo.
No,
You said say it.
no.
Do not victim blame like Mitch
I don't know
does when
what you
he's
said.
bullying
Yeah,
people.
don't gaslight this. No.
Don't you put that on me, Ricky Bobby.
Yeah.
I just saw that last night flying back.
Oh yeah, congrats for making it out of Wisconsin.
Wisconsin was fun.
I was waiting by the phone for you to be like, "Hey, brother Matt Zawoski," because my name is Aldo Zawoski, white dude. But yeah, I was ready for it. But now we can talk about the really bad with the White Sox before we move over to the Cubs and All-Star Game stuff. The White Sox have 0 starting pitching depth, and their starting pitching sucks.
And when they've been good, they live and die on their starting pitching. The one hot stretch they had was because they had those 8 quality starts.
Yes.
If they're going to be good, it's all comes down to the starters. And unfortunately, the majority of the year, they've sucked ass.
Yes.
I do have to bring up a big chunk of that was against Cleveland and Kansas City.
Yes.
2 of the worst offenses. in
Yeah.
baseball.
Oh no, they showed up against 2 dog shit teams, and then Michael Kopech started against the Angels.
I saw you, Zo. I saw your tweet, be like, it wasn't really the fucking shoes, and I'm like, what the hell is he talking about?
Oh,
And then I watched the highlights.
Yeah,
and like he gives up the home runs. He's wearing the white shoes. and
he's
he
giving
comes
up
back
home
and
runs. He's beaning people. Like it's either every pitch he throws, it was either hitting a batter or going over the fucking fence, or he walked a bunch of guys too. He comes out like what was it, the 3rd or 4th inning, and he's wearing all black cleats now, and he's lights out.
It might have been like the very next inning, the second inning.
He's just throwing. He looked like the Kopech we've seen so far this season. And
It's a mentality.
if it really was his shoes, if that's not the most White Sox bullshit I've ever heard in my entire life.
Get Chris Sale's scissors, cut up those fucking cleats.
I mean, Jesus Christ, man! Like, what is going on here? But Lucas Giolito. Well, for the most part, here, I want to take a step back because this is the question I wanted to raise to the 3 of you. Is Ethan Katz finally going to be under the microscope he should be under?
I hope so.
You would, yeah. As a Sox fan, I think you guys would hope so. That it's like, hey, buddy, this team was pretty much set. Everybody's era was pointing up, and you've come here and like, yeah, Dylan Cease had an unbelievable 2022, but besides him, a lot of guys have regressed. I know there's been a couple of gems here with Reynaldo Lopez figuring it out last year, not so much this year, but
Right.
There's been a lot more bad than good.
Well, yeah, I mean, Dylan Cease's regression is painfully obvious. He's lost velocity on the fastball. He's lost a fuck ton of movement on the slider.
That comes on the heels of Giolito regressing last year.
Yes.
Although I think he's been a little obviously better this year.
Giolito's been good this year. He's been the one redeeming starter.
He's been pretty up and down. I mean, but another thing that, Fids, I know you've harped on this in the past that kind of goes on pitching coach and game strategy and shit like that. Can the White Sox have a fucking clean first inning?
Oh, God.
No.
Pet peeve. Like arguably my biggest pet peeve in baseball, like period, is given that is a focus issue out of the bullpen. That is something that's the one, I think, inning that a pitching coach can have an impact. Making sure your guy is ready before he ever toes that big rubber, making sure that everything is set, making sure their mindset, the approach, everything is the plan is firmly set, and you go and you get the job done. Nothing drives me more nuts. That's the one time where a pitching coach can literally, hey, you don't look so good right now. Let's maybe throw that first inning right now. Come on, couple more. you've got. I mean, that's being aware as a pitching coach in the bullpen. So that is a huge thing that you can ding a pitching coach for. I think that's the only time. I think once you're in the game, you don't want to change fundamentals. You're just trying to make tweaks and adjustments with plans. But that's the one where you can.
And it's happening every game.
Ugh.
It doesn't matter who's on the bump. It's like it's becoming comical to me. If I don't turn the game on like right at the beginning, I'll catch it like 5 minutes late. You turn it on, it's like, and the Angels are up 3-0 after the home run, the walk, and the next home run. You're like, what the fuck, dude? Like, come on, man. But
How does that feel as an offense too? Before you even get a chance to dig into the box, you're down 3. You know, it's the same way with teams that come out hot like that too are great. You know, how great is it to be a starting pitcher to come out? I got a 3-run lead. I'm going to pitch nice and confident, nice and loose, and you get to just go after get outs instead of like trying to get cute. And that does a lot of things, and it's a huge reverb down the line. It's more than just pitching. Again, you burn tons of pitches, so you got a short outing on the way, taxing your bullpen. There's just so many butterfly effects, the ripple effect of that kind of start. It transcends like the game. It's rough.
And the one, no, this is going to pain me a lot to talk about this. We got to talk about my guy Lance.
Oh, I thought you were going to talk about the hemorrhoids.
We got to talk about my guy Lance because it hasn't been pretty for the old man. And I say old man, he's 36, but it hasn't been. I'm older than him. It has not been pretty for the old hurler up there. It's just, yeah. I mean, I can describe to you almost before the game happens what's going to happen in a Lance Lynn start. He's going to struggle in the first inning. He's going to walk with command because he's going to be trying to get really cute with corners because he knows he's lost a couple MPHs on the old fastball because that's all he throws basically. So he's going to try to hit corners. He's going to walk a couple guys and get frustrated. And he'll maybe get like a double play, maybe give up a run. They'll probably give up a run because they give up runs every first inning. Get in the second inning, he'll strike out the first guy, walk the second guy, and then give up an absolute fucking tank. He gives up a bomb of a home run, at least one, every start. And then on usual games, it didn't happen against the Angels on Wednesday, but the games before that, though, he'll kind of cruise after that. After he gives up the tank, he won't give up runs. He'll strike out a couple guys. He's had over 5 strikeouts in almost every start he's had this season. I mean, that's pretty much a Lance Lynn start in a nutshell. And it's brutal to watch. He looks like he's struggling every inning. It looks, I don't know. I don't know if you've ever seen something I'm not seeing.
That pitch to Mike Trout, I think Jordan Lazowski tweeted it. That was the worst pitch you'll ever see. That was the definition of just a
absolute beach ball over the middle of the plate.
It was a little league slider.
That was like perfect BP, like home run derby, lob it up there basically.
On a 1-2 count too. You could afford to waste a pitch, and it was like a get me over breaking. Like that's a pitch you throw in like a full count. Like, all right, I'm trying to fool him. Not a 1-2 count. It was horribly executed. He's got that stupid sweeper he's throwing now. That's always getting tattooed every game.
I don't know where the fucking sweeper pitch came from. I fucking hate it.
Well, I think it's because, and it might be on the pitching coach too, but like you said, he always. Yeah, go ahead. You can show it.
I mean,
that's why I tweeted this out. You might as well just lob it to him next. Just go up there.
Zoe, you should know. This is like when you're playing like MLB The Show, like rookie mode. Just like the pitches are just in slow motion to you.
This is. Oh my god! See ya.
82
miles an hour. To arguably the best baseball player in decades.
And because he didn't. I feel like he didn't always have this sweeper he's been trying to throw because he's usually a fastball pitcher. And I don't, maybe he did these last couple of years and I
110
just
miles
missed
an
it,
hour,
but
476. Jesus Christ.
it feels like one of those things like he's lost a couple miles on his fastball. And so he's trying, because he only usually throws fastballs, he's like trying to mix it up with something new, but it's been horrible. And then the other problem is like, he's always trying to nibble because he knows like if he throws a fastball over the plate, it's like 90 miles an hour, like,
what are the
like
Angels?
batting practice. So he misses a lot and he's been walking more guys too. Like he can't win.
Yeah. Oh, I gotta just. That's so funny, dude. That's so bad.
He just.
I feel like I think that's a good point, Mitch. I feel like he's like turning that. He's turned that. It's not turning. He's turned that corner as like the old dog pitcher, and he's got to figure out a way to get crafty.
Like that guy in Major League. That swing ball swung on.
Exactly. He's got to figure out a way to like change his arsenal because he can't just be the fastball fuck you guy anymore.
This is we saw it like I was gonna say Jake Arrieta, but same he had a different fall off. This is just like John Lackey. John Lackey was a guy who just attacks the zone, fastballs, get in there. Like I'm gonna throw 93, 95. You're gonna hit it sometimes, but he's gonna have solid starts. But once you get to an age where you don't have that dominant stuff anymore, you can't just go from one off season to the next being like, all right, I have this new pitch all of a sudden.
Right.
And John Boy had that breakdown like the year he was a Cy Young candidate, his first year with the White Sox. And it's exactly what you said, Aldo. And it's funny as we're talking about it, it was an at bat against Mike Trout, who crushes fastballs. And he was like, here's a fastball, like, fuck you, hit it.
Yeah.
And he struck him out. And so now he can't do that anymore. And that was his whole game. That was his whole identity. And I don't think anyone, like, I knew there's going to be a little regression. Like, I knew he wasn't going to be the same, like, Lance Lynn from 2021.
Yeah.
Right.
But this amount of fall off is like.
Right. And he looked decent during the World Baseball Classic. He was arguably the best pitcher for the United States.
Back half of last year, you're like, okay, injury explains the numbers.
And I know it keeps saying, like, oh, like, the good starts he had was, like, against, like, shitty offenses. But, like, I mean, still. I mean, those teams still have like good games against other pitchers, so it's not like he's doing it against like minor leaguers. We still see the flashes, but it's just like when you get a pretty solid group of, especially the top of the order for the Angels, like when you're in the strike zone a lot and you even miss like by a little, and the same thing honestly happened to John Lester at the end with the Cubs too. I know he had a solid season at the end. When he was off the Cubs, but like it was getting to the point where like the guy just doesn't have the same stuff anymore. And he knows where to throw it, but if you miss your location even by like a couple inches, that ball is getting blasted.
I agree, but we do need to put a couple things to rest because Lance is still my fucking boy. One. Stop calling him Dallas Keuchel. Dallas Keuchel's a little bitch, and Lance Lynn is not a little bitch. So stop calling him Keuchel. Keuchel was way worse. I know it's hard to believe right now because you just watched Lance Lynn get absolutely fucking shelled today. Dallas Keuchel was way worse.
I'm gonna have to dig in.
Dig
into the numbers again.
Two, I'm starting to see a lot of these tweets of people talking about the Dane Dunning for Lance Lynn trade and how it was a mistake and all this fun stuff. So as our good friend Jordan Lazowski literally just tweeted as I started this, what we shouldn't be doing is pretending Lance Lynn wasn't good for the last 2 years while Dane Dunning posted a 4.48 ERA in Texas. Dunning also has a 3.99 xERA this season and has been primarily out of the bullpen. So I have no idea what Sox fans are doing. Just stop. I get it, guys. Like, he got fucking rocked. He's not having a good year. I understand it. But this is one of my biggest pet peeves, or as the kids like to say, icks. I think that's stupid as fuck. But, yeah.
Don't ever do that again.
I think I just...
Don't ever do that again.
Don't ever do that again.
But one of my biggest pet
he didn't
peeves,
like the word swagger.
No, I don't like that either.
Lance Lynn has lost his swagger for sure.
One of my biggest pet peeves, though, with it is when I understand that a majority of fans do knee-jerk reactions to things. Okay, I get that part of it. I understand that aspect of it. But what kind of almost makes me sad is when I see people that I know about the sport Like they know the game. They know like what they're talking about. Do knee-jerk reactions to something that makes them look really fucking dumb. You know what I mean? Like I'm not going to say who it was, but
Oh,
there's
don't worry, I got some examples later tonight.
someone that I usually respect their opinions and I enjoy, reading their stuff and all this other fun stuff. And Lance and Shell today, and they're one of the people that are like, "Oh, I think the White Sox really lost that trade. It'd be really great to have Dane Dunning right now."
No,
What?
that seems like complete.
He
that's
was one of the major reasons they had so much success in 2021 because
Right.
it wasn't just that he was performing at a Cy Young caliber level, but what he brought to that clubhouse. If you listen to all the pitchers, even the ones from the bullpen, we're talking about like, yeah, we see Lance getting fired up, so like we get fired up too. He was a great mentor to a lot of the younger guys. Like there was a real Lance Lynn effect. And it was exciting. Every fifth day he started. I remember the one start they had against Tampa Bay. They ended up losing, but it was like they both had like the best records in the American League. He was on the mound, and it was like a big deal. Like, yeah, it's a Lance day. Like they have a shot to win every fifth day with him on the mound. So, I mean, that's ridiculous. He's been bad. But I also saw someone saying today, too, like, yeah, like that was a mistake extending him. It's like, no, it wasn't. They traded for him. They gave up assets for him. He had a great year. Of course, you're going to bring him back for another 2 years. And like a lot of these contracts, the back end gets a little ugly. Unfortunately, it was sooner than we expected with Lance. But, I think that was an instance. I do not fault Rick Hahn or the front office for one, trading for him, and then two, resigning.
The other thing, it's not like I know Dane Dunning is having a pretty solid season this year.
He's coming out of the bullpen.
But I think right now he started starting again. But regardless of that, it's not like Dane Dunning. And like you mentioned, he put up like a 4.5 ERA, and he was bad his first 2 years with the Rangers. Yep. It's not like this was like the Quintana for Eloy and Cease trade. Like Quintana did great the first half of or that.
Although I'm not kidding. I saw someone who has a lot of followers recently tweet out, maybe that trade wasn't so bad.
No, it was bad.
I know. It's just because Cease has been struggling a little bit, and they're like, "Ooh, maybe that trade wasn't that bad." Anyways, continue. Sorry.
Like it's not to that level, and like you said, Mitch, with the extending him, like and even if it does blow up, it's only 1 year. Like
look who paid their cricket bill.
I think you'd be going after this year anyway. So it's like okay. He had the final year of his contract was bad. Well, he was still like pretty damn good. Right. His first year more than enough earned that extension. It's not like you gave him when he signed the extension, he was like what 33, 34. Yes. It's not like you gave him like a 5-year like guaranteed dealer. It was like 3 years. Like it's not.
But I also, again, to recap, he's fucking cheeks right now. But people need to slow down with the bullshit Dallas Keuchel comparisons and all that other shit. But
I don't know, man. What though? You never know. One of these interviews with AJ, let's see what he spills.
He's
like, yeah, this clubhouse is terrible. No, he would never do that.
No, but the other thing though that leads me to what I think is the biggest problem is I see people, tweeting out DFA Lynn, trade Lynn, do this, do that. All right, go ahead, do that. White Sox have zero fucking pitching depth. Zero starting pitching depth. Zero. We are in pitching hell right now. Unless these guys, the current 5, because Clevenger's coming back on Friday, unless the current 5 can figure their shit out, we might as well just chalk this shit up. Bullpen's been pretty good.
They've been better.
Bullpen's been pretty good. I'm guessing too, having Liam back in that room every day and having him back in that bullpen is gonna kind of pep them up and give them some added inspiration. You would think it'd be the whole team, but fuck.
Where the hell's Crochet been? I've hardly seen it.
He pitched.
He's been pitching
today.
They're sticking kind of to the 3-batter thing with him.
He pitched the game 2 when they were walking everybody.
Yeah,
Detroit, I think
he had. Yeah, definitely had some control issues.
And then today he gave up a couple runs.
Yeah, I think because he was overcompensating for the control issues.
Garrett Crochet, I mean, again, this isn't to just dump on the Sox, but he's coming off Tommy John. He hasn't pitched in a while. You're going to get a lot of this.
Yeah, he's figuring it out for a little bit.
Yeah.
The big
Well, it's
thing,
him and
though-
Liam's spring training, basically. They're still ramping up.
Yeah.
Right. And the big thing with Crochet is the velocity's there. He can figure out the accuracy, but the fucking velocity's there. I'm not really, out of the things to worry about for the White Sox, way down on my list is Garrett Crochet. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, oh, absolutely.
I'm not.
You just know too when he has command throwing his pens, when he's ramping everything up and he's throwing strikes consistently, which he has been, you could tell that it's adrenaline right now. The game gets a little big for him on occasion, and that's a dude that's still kind of developing. So I mean, it's going to happen regardless.
He'll get there. I'm not too worried about it. He'll definitely get there. I'm glad to see, I guess, final thoughts here on the White Sox. I'm glad to see Jake Berger kind of finding it a little bit again, because you talk about regressing to the mean. Man was on fire. I don't know why people thought that was going to be able to maintain, but he's come back down to earth. It was really bad for a while. He was like 2 for 46 or some shit like that. But he started hitting a couple base hits. He's getting it back a little bit. Would love to see him catch on again. And that kind of brings me to, I want to do this in the middle. We're going to do like a sandwich here. So we did the White Sox now. Yes, definitely going to dock the shit out of this. And Missy, what I need you to do, I see you in the comments there. I need you to do a full report on why Romy looks like a little kid in his father's clothes when he wears the home run gear.
Like Tom Hanks in Big when he's like no longer big.
Dude, it's
He's
fucking
wearing the
hilarious.
Or what's in BoJack Horseman?
Yes, or Little Raz. We got lots of examples of this, fellas. We got lots of examples of this. But here, the ballot is out. I gotta zoom
Who'd
in.
you vote in, Zoe?
I haven't done one yet.
Okay.
I still got 5.
You thought you caught him on like a same screen, didn't you?
No, we're gonna do a show ballot right now.
All right.
All right. So first of all, I think this is actually pretty vital. First question to start this off. When you're looking at here, what stat do you sort by?
I'd go OPS.
Batting average.
OPS.
I go OPS. Mitch, you totally said batting average. And then
No,
you
I
said your
said,
fucking
you said,
answer,
what
you
stat
fucking
look at?
cheater.
Batting average and
Everybody
OPS
say it
are
at
the
the
two
same
I
time.
always look at.
Say it at the same time, everybody.
I always go
Yeah.
OPS. OPS. I just feel like that's the most complete stat. While I have it sorted by OPS, like I will like look at home runs. Like I can't. Pete Alonso already has 20 fucking nukes right now with a high OPS, but yeah, I definitely go OPS. Look at Andrew Vaughn's up here. Jose Abreu's down there. White Sox
36
won
RBI?
that shit, baby.
Wait, how many RBI? Does he have 36? Did I read that
Yes.
right?
39.
39. What the? That's
He's on pace for 100 home runs, and people are bitching and complaining
100
about
RBIs, Mitch. RBIs.
those
What I
guys.
said, home runs?
Those guys.
Yeah.
RBIs. Yeah, I'm
Those
all
guys-
ovulating.
I
Those
think
guys in
100
the piss-soaked hot tub. That's their fault.
I
blame
wish
them.
he was on
Andrew
pace.
Vaughn's having the Jose Abreu year.
Yeah.
basically just hitting with guys in scoring position.
Yeah, that's
Way to go. Way
Well,
to pass that
you know what?
torch.
People say like that's not like that is a skill because Lord knows the White Sox don't have enough guys to do that. Yeah, I was watching.
That's a skill.
Oh yeah, like
Yeah.
I think, well, RBIs is not that important stat.
I think we all
Absolutely
need
it
to delete Twitter because
Yeah.
we're just seeing.
Very important.
I have to tell you guys, the Cubs got swept by the Reds this past weekend. Didn't watch
Another-
a single game. Wasn't on Twitter. It was amazing, guys. I missed
Well,
all
we'll get
of
him tomorrow, yeah.
I missed
might have
all
to
of
do
that.
that.
It was great, guys.
Hey
Well,
guys,
rock
you guys
bottom.
remember when I really wanted Joey Gallo on the White Sox and everyone told me he's terrible and I was stupid for thinking that.
I didn't say that.
I know he's
198.
yeah, with an 835 OPS and 11 home runs in 23. Yeah.
is terrible.
So all right, let's take
I
an
mean,
American League first
This is
baseman
not
here.
base percentage.
I'm pretty sure I'm
Yandy.
going Yandy.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, absolutely.
do you guys have anybody else?
Jose.
Yandy.
I think
All
that's
right.
pretty clear.
Yandy it is. National League's a little tougher. National League, but I mean Freddie Freeman's fucking
That's
holding
Freeman
it
for me.
down, dude. He's
Pete
batting
Alonso.
346, dude.
He's got a 1.008
20 home
OPS.
runs and an 890 OPS.
A 1.008 OPS with 35.
All right.
More RBIs, more
All right,
home
Mitch,
runs,
you take-
respectable
you take-
OPS. I'm
so
taking Pete.
I'm gonna take the guy with over 100 points better at batting average.
I'm taking Pete.
All right, Freddie Freeman it is.
You're outvoted. Freddie
Hey,
Freeman.
I like Freddie. I think Freddie's a damn good ball player, but I'm
All
going
right.
with Pete in that one.
Second base, I'm gonna swing my power here. We're not voting for Jose Altuve. Just pretend he's not on the ballot. Fuck that.
Yeah,
guy.
why is he? He's only played like 10 games. Why is
Right,
he?
he should. This shouldn't even count.
Former White Sox Marcus Semien. Case closed.
Zach McKinstry, Cubs. No, I'll go with Simeon.
I
Yeah.
like Simeon here.
Simeon.
It's almost hitting 300 too. Damn.
You know, he's had him and Corey Seager. Remember when everybody was complaining last year?
Yep.
The Texas Rangers,
Rangers are
idiots. Why they spend all
fucking
this money
good,
on
dude.
year one of their deals?
Rangers are very good, but yeah, this is Marcus. God, it would suck for him to still be on the White Sox.
Imagine having him at second.
You mean
base,
Nico
dude.
Horner? Throw him a Cubs pity vote.
Hey,
It's
He's
hard,
having
dude.
a respectable season though.
Bro, homie's batting 383, man. And he
So
plays
yeah, I'm
every
giving
day.
it to a ride.
Oh, 100%.
the
I
White
know-
Sox killer. Wow. Not surprised for someone that bets against the team. You know,
I've been betting
we
for
get
them,
one of our
dude.
sworn enemies.
Oh, Mitch, you got to get a new bit. I've been betting for them now. I mean, dude, this is an easy one.
Yeah,
batting
It
383.
is. I'm going for the hometown guy, and I'm not even a Cubs fan. I support my local workers.
I vote
You
Nico.
do a
Horner,
homer.
but
I'm doing.
I'm gonna just say fuck you. I'm voting Nico. Just
It's an
'cause I'm a
all-star vote. That's a fan vote.
Yeah,
I'm not voting for people that I think like should actually deserve to get it. But as a fan,
no, we're doing
you.
the theme of what we're doing right now is who should actually get it.
Well, you don't think
Nico Horner
have a
should.
case? Nico Horner could have a case.
That's what I say. I'm with Mitch.
Luis Arias betting. Oh my fucking lord, are you two this stupid? He's betting 383.
No, I say Nico Horner.
Holy fuck!
Yeah, but it's
Josh
Miami.
Jung at third base.
No, that's a great story right there.
He's the
I
That
best.
must
thought
be-
Chapman was having a better season. think he
He
slowed down
had
in
a
May.
he had a really good May, or a really good
April.
and May he's definitely cooled off. But God, what would I wonder what it's like to root for a team that actually can develop players and have them come up to the major league and hit 312 home
Yes.
runs and
Tim
37
Anderson,
RBIs.
you guys got that.
We can take
I
Joe.
mean, not this year. But,
Who do you guys like at third base here? Who should be it? Not fucking.
I mean, it's Muncie.
Josh Jones.
Josh Young. I like Josh Young.
Oh yeah, AL Josh Jung.
He
Yeah.
hits fucking nukes.
Yeah.
I will mention Yoel Moncada is like the first White Sox player that you didn't have to like scroll all the way down to see him. So we got that going for us.
It should be Muncie, but man, JD Davis has had an impressive
Look at
year.
Patrick Wisdom.
Yeah,
throwing
I
up
think
there.
that we could throw our
Yeah.
boy Pat a
Look at
vote.
Pat-
That's some
no.
respectable numbers.
You know what? I'm
Nah.
with you guys. Let's get Patrick Wisdom into the.
Go look at that OPS. 14
Get
home
that-
runs. That's not even like a bad vote.
14 nukes, dude. He's
Do
got a
it.
better batting
Do
average
it.
than
Do
Max
it.
Muncy. All
Come
right.
on, that's we gotta
Wisdom.
get
Are you
Wisdom.
something
kidding me?
Right.
I do not support this vote. This is you've already
Leave it so.
You didn't vote
Leave
for
it
Nico
so. We
Horner,
got
but you're
3
going to
votes
vote
to
for
1.
Pat Disappear, Ghost Man.
It's their competition, man.
It's
Stop.
I
That's
mean,
who they're
bullshit.
up against.
14 home runs, 825 OPS. That's solid numbers.
Shortstop.
Corey Seager's having a great year.
But Bo Bichette's having a great fucking year.
His OPS is like 50 points. I mean, that's
Yeah,
tough.
but he's 335
Ooh,
batting
Bo
average
Bichette,
with a-
11.
I'm going with Bo because of the 11 home runs.
Yeah, I think this
just
is
saw
Bo. This is Bo.
Yeah, it's
James
Bo.
Lee Swanson has the highest WAR of any shortstop in the National League. I vote.
We're not
James
going
Swanson.
Dansby. We've already got our Cubs pity vote on there. Let's be
This
serious
this
now.
guy's a great
He
story. right
literally
now.
leads the National League in WAR for shortstops.
All right, Matty McClain.
Look at
This
the batting
guy-
average guy over there.
Waldo Geraldo Faldo here is a great fucking story.
Yeah, but Matty almost batting 400's a better story.
That's true. Oh, 400.
Oh,
I
batting
want a
average.
Cincinnati-
8 RBIs. He's got 2 homers. He's batting
As we
250.
already said, RBIs are an overrated stat, so we're
No,
going
batting
with
average.
that.
Batting average is
If
overrated.
Swanson would have come
War.
through, I would have said him, but he didn't come through.
What is
See,
he good
you're
for?
not even doing this right. We had 2 to 1 to 1.
All right, no, that's true. That's fair. It is 2 to 1 to 1. So
Wait, who do you guys vote for?
Wait.
We're
What do
voting
you-
for somebody not named Dansby.
Well, you're not voting for Dansby.
Well, no, I'm not voting for Dansby.
Oh.
Yeah, no. Just because Fitz is the loudest doesn't mean he gets his way here.
Oh, I thought Aldo just said he voted
if
for.
it was
No,
my
I said
vote,
if Dansby Swanson would have gotten a
Go
hit
around
with
the room.
runners in
Who-
scoring
Zoe, who'd
position
you vote
today,
yeah. All right, final
I go
vote.
with Perdomo.
Are you Zoe?
I'm Waldo Geraldo Paromo.
All right,
Perdomo.
Aldo.
Perdomo.
Fids.
I looks like I'm Perdomo out of luck. So Swanson, but Perdomo.
Matt McClain.
So Waldo
we both
Geraldo
lose.
Perdomo wins 2 to 1 to 1.
This is bullshit. I'm changing my vote.
War is a
Give me
meaningless
Dansby
stat.
Swanson.
War is definitely not a meaningless stat, but we're going here. American League
Salvi.
catcher.
Sadly.
Salvi.
Where's Sebby?
Seb's
Uh,
getting
scroll
hard to
down,
defend.
keep
I'm not
scrolling.
gonna lie. There's only so much he's
Right
good
in-
for the
right
pitching
in player,
staff when you get to his.
Seb.
That could be the one White Sox because we got
Yes,
one
do
guy.
it,
We
do
got
it, Zach.
full one.
Yeah, you put Wisdom on there. You might as well give Sebi some love.
No.
Hold on, I
Luis
already have-
Robert is actually an all-star though.
I have
Like,
a White Sox player up my sleeve that will
Yeah.
go with, but Adley Rutschman
It's
is
Adley.
by far the
Salve.
best catcher.
Salve
I
Perez.
would never vote for
that's
Salvador
pretty.
Perez.
More home runs, more RBIs.
Don't give a fuck.
Good
Don't give a fuck.
good OPS.
Salvador Perez.
Oh,
not voting
I'm
for him.
sorry. So you'll vote for the Sox killer earlier,
Yep.
but okay. This
Switch,
is
switch
just
hitter,
outrageous.
better batting average. I'm going Adley
Luis
Rutschman.
Ariz gets your vote, but Adley, this is
This is why you always get to vote on your own.
this
Yeah.
is sickening.
No, you're actually
Democracy
sick
at
because
work.
you want me to vote for someone in the conference division. Luis
Except
Arias plays in
Minnesota
fucking
like it.
Miami.
I was ashamed because I said we were taking this ballot seriously. If you're taking it seriously, then it's South.
It's Adley Rutschman.
Yeah, well, you wouldn't have put Wisdom if we were taking it serious either.
That's
That was a
true.
very serious vote.
So
That was a serious vote.
It was
I
serious.
support
Alright.
local workers.
you're a
Go
very
down the line,
unserious
then.
person. You're a very
I'm going
unserious
Adley Rutschman. Aldo,
I got Adley.
Adley.
beat it, Keith. Vote for some more people in the AL Central, you fucking asshole.
Sean Murphy. I got Sean Murphy.
Sean Murphy.
Yeah, I go with Murph.
Yeah, I'll go with Murph.
You sure you don't want to, write in?
Go fuck yourself. Go to the next one. We're going with Murph.
All right, outfield. All right, this is where I think
Holy
we're going to get our
shit.
first.
Aaron Judge.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
gotta go Luba. Like
Go
Luis
one,
Roberts.
two, three.
I don't.
No.
Luis Roberts good. Yeah.
But it's very hard to not vote for this too. Holy
George, I mean, just
Yeah.
for-
Yeah.
you got two more, right?
You get three.
Yeah, you get three.
Yeah, you get two more. Vote Aaron Judge and
Jordan.
Alvarez.
Yeah.
fuck.
Yeah.
No, I put Louis.
Josh Lowe, though, low key,
There you go.
having a very good year.
Ronald Acuna might be the best player in baseball right now. So
Look at
he's the Vegas odds favorite for MVP right now.
He's been
Josh
amazing.
Lowe
Okay. That's one.
deserves an all-star appearance. Just saying. I'm not saying
Itch.
you vote for him over Judge and Alvarez, but
What's
having a good
Lou
year.
Bob's OPS? Scroll down.
he's got 13
He's
home runs.
832, 13 home runs, 30 RBIs.
How many does Lowe have? 11.
Oh,
11.
Not
Yeah, I
Right.
mean he's hitting. All right.
Lowe's
13.
been better, but that's okay.
No, that's a respectable American.
No, that's
League.
good. The defense. You know what? The defense puts it over the top.
Yep.
Like,
There we go.
Gold
Yeah,
Glove
yeah, yeah.
defense. Just like Adley Rutschman's defense is way fucking better than Salvador Perez.
Or Nico Horner's.
But he calls a good game.
All right, Ronald Acuna,
Swanson's. Anyway,
Juan
Whoa.
Soto.
Look at Zoe's pick for Rookie of the Year. It's chilling up here. My guy, Corbin Carroll.
Juan Soto.
Juan Soto.
Juan Soto.
Very
Mookie
good
probably.
bounce
I go
back
with Mookie
there.
anyway, just because Mookie's probably the most talented
I
player on
love
that side.
Mookie Betts. So
Mookie works.
Oh,
I like
say
Mookie.
it.
In
Say
an
it.
all-star game, he
Say
could.
No, I'd go Mookie.
Yes, same OPS, guys.
Nah, Mookie.
I'm going Mookie. And then Juan Soto's the third one. Juan Soto's
Yeah.
the third one.
Yeah, I would
Yeah.
definitely put Juan
Yeah,
Soto
yeah.
in there.
All right. Designated hitter. Look who has the best OPS for designated hitter, baby.
All right, so I
And
put
look on your
Ohtani.
right. Scroll to
Jake-
your right, Zoe.
I'll put them both in right
Let's
now.
go for it.
I'll
do
put
it.
them both in right
That's it.
now.
Do it. Do it. A
Who the fuck
1.024
is this guy?
OPS.
Fuck this guy. Who's this guy? Yeah, Jake
He's gonna
Burke.
pitch anyway. He's just a
Look
pitcher.
at-
Don't worry about it.
speaking though, Mitch, here's your boy.
Yeah,
Oh,
no,
yeah.
yeah. Hey, good for him. Jake's getting my vote over Brent.
Oh, yeah,
but-
we're putting Jake, and we want our pizza party. By the way, everyone should tweet Jake Berger's wife that we voted for Jake, and we want our damn pizza party. And then Christopher Moreau, right?
yeah,
Sure.
yeah. It's all good.
All right. So let's review.
We can't do
picks.
pitchers. So no Tani. Love it.
No Ohtani.
We
No
can't vote
Ohtani.
for pitchers, guys.
No.
He'll get in anyways.
That's why, yeah, he's going to get in as a
Yeah, that's
pitcher. So
fair.
why would we waste our vote? It's a done deal
I'm going to tell you guys,
Uh,
the AL is winning this one by a lot.
by a lot.
Oh yeah.
I don't know, though. The National does have Patrick
God.
Wisdom.
Can we pull the Patrick Wisdom thing if we want the National League to actually compete? You guys don't have any
No,
runs.
That's a good pick.
It's terrible.
2 White Sox, 2 Cubs.
You want a
Yep.
guy that's
Fair
actually
balance.
hitting like 117 in the month of May? A guy that has 3 hits in the
Hey,
month?
you gotta support your guys. Are you a
Support your
Cubs
guys,
fan or a
Kevin. What
National League fan?
He's got 11 hits in the month of May. Excuse me.
All right.
Support your guys.
I'm gonna submit this. I'm gonna stop sharing so all you weirdos can't get my personal information. And
Gives
then,
me
yeah.
appendicitis.
Well,
think I
that
have
was
shingles now.
interesting.
So how
That
many
was
Cubs did we get in
interesting.
there? Luis Robert, Jake Breger, Morel, Wisdom. 4?
Yeah, 2 White Sox, 2 Cubs.
There
It
you
worked out
go.
perfectly.
Honestly, if I'm wasting a vote, it would be for Horner.
How many pitchers? Like right now, how many pitchers do you think would get in for each side? Any of the bullpen guys for you?
Graveman probably.
Graveman?
As much as I hate to say it, Graveman. And
Nobody for the Cubs, but Stroh.
I can
Maybe
kind of
Stroman.
see.
For sure, Stroman.
I don't
Steele.
think I'm like completely off base
He's
to see like them be
not
like,
hurt.
we're gonna throw Liam Hendrickson. You know what I mean? Like,
I mean,
Yeah.
they did do that. I mean, the games don't really fucking matter anymore. Not that. I mean, yeah. Why not?
They could.
I mean, it would be cool. I'm not
Yeah.
like shaming it or anything. I could see it. Oh, it's been submitted.
Ugh.
See, that's a democracy. Everyone was
Yeah,
unhappy.
that was a good
That's
one.
called compromise.
Yep.
2 baseball gods
Makes
just
me
got shingles with that vote.
Yep. Fids, go to MLB.com right now and vote for Nico Horner.
I'm going to vote 17 more times for Nico tonight. I'm going to burn her accounts. I'm going now. I have to make up for that. I feel dirty.
I'm gonna go vote for Seb.
Just
Wait,
write
pull
it
up
up.
the AAA one. Let's vote for Nick Madrigal.
Home run.
Noted power hitter Nick Madrigal.
Yes, that's why I
Yeah.
want to vote for him now. Nick Madrigal,
Madrigal.
he's hitting home runs. I'm not gonna keep complaining.
But wait,
He's finally in a ballpark that suits his size.
Fids, what was the exit velo on Madrigal's home run?
Wasn't it like 86 or something like
I
that?
felt like I
my
could throw.
God.
I could throw the ball faster than his exit velo on his home run. Oh my!
Yeah.
I'm gonna find it. Let's find the video because
Is
Goldilocks
86
balls,
miles
man.
per
That's what
hour?
you can officially disregard any kind of like offensive statistic that you see at the AAA level. You have to like almost like multiply that times 20 and subtract that, and that's what you're really getting.
it
down
was an
there.
opposite field.
Billy
shot,
Hamilton
too.
was like negative like 200 then if that's the case. Jesus Christ.
If the shoe fits.
Before I show this video, for all of you that love to throw AAA stats when you're talking about like how good a guy is as a hitter,
Don't
don't do that.
Matt Mervis, legend.
stop it. Get some help.
Stop it. Get some help. Hold on. Let's look at this fucking shot here.
This nuke.
Look
I
at
mean-
him. He's feeling all tall. Umpire's only a little bit taller than him. Catcher comes up.
Pitcher
Catcher
pitcher
comes
looks
up.
like-
Pitcher's almost
Pitcher looks like a broomstick with arms. He's about 112
Catcher
pounds.
squatting, and he comes up to Magical's nipples. There you go.
That is a stretch young pitcher out there too.
Oh,
Oh,
going
that
outside.
extension, fastball
Look at that.
away. Extension.
Look at that. Just finish.
Smash.
Power core. The lollipop guild core. It's going. It's Modoc power.
Can't even
You
see
are
it. This is beautiful.
Modoc.
Look at that home run.
Look at
shot.
that
Like
home
he's
run
done
shot,
that before,
yeah.
baby.
That thing must have been like a punt. Like with the hang time on that. If he was already at second by the time they
Punt.
panned back.
It's just that little saw comes out, the Modoc saw out of the back.
Show that replay again, though. Show it like right after he hits it and let it play through a little.
Well, you little
Alright.
pimp job. You pimped that a little bit.
No, look.
No.
Look. Did that ball go out? Did you guys see it go out?
No, it's
No.
on the
Did you
line.
guys see it? Did Nick Magical ever actually hit a home run? I still don't know. I still don't know.
I appreciate the little pimp job there, though. He was excited.
He was
He
green
felt
out of
it.
the
No,
box
he's
a
like,
little
all
bit.
right, if I
He
hit
knew he
one,
got
this
all
is
of
it."
that one.
He knew it. He knows what it feels like. He knows what
Wind
a home run
blowing
feels
straight
like.
out, by the way.
That's why he was hustling out of the box. He got all of it. And he's like, oh, and then he looked. He's like, oh, wait, I'm Nick
Yeah,
Magic.
hold
This
on,
could be a
watch
fly out
the-
to right.
Watch the flags.
I
Come
got all
on.
quiet real quick. The flags are.
Wind is blowing straight out.
Oh yeah, it's
Yeah.
going towards. Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
an
Yes,
Iowa
tornado, in
tornado.
fact.
Iowa Gale.
Hey, so that's I can say this now. You can say this as well, but every single White Sox game I've gone to since 1995, Nick Magical has hit a home run.
I can't say
So, and
I might have been at that
You were
game.
at a White Sox game where he hit a home run. We got to see Magic.
Yeah.
We got to
Was it
see
against the
uniform.
Tigers? Where they blew that big lead and then Yerman had to hit the walk-off?
We had a hit.
I think so.
Yeah, that was a
I was
single.
at that
little
game.
ground ball
Ooh,
single.
you guys could have seen Mitch.
We might
That was
have.
my 108 experience.
That was a crazy game. They had this huge lead. They blew it, and then Yaz bailed them out to tie it, and then Mercedes was like, for his last 25, hit a walk-off.
I was heckling the right fielder about his arm sleeve.
Yep.
I don't know why.
The whole time.
So,
Mitch
keying in on that arm sleeve.
Are you guys looking forward to 2030 when Rick Hahn addressed second base by signing free agent Nick Madrigal?
Oh, Jesus. They're going to do it, too. Fuck.
Like, he's going to be like, what age? Like,
31? Our scouting department said, this is the guy we don't want to trade. Him and Rami, I think. Dynamic duo. Up in the middle.
Rami's at that point. Rami's going to be officially the new.
He's going to be the shortstop.
Yep. He's going to be the. He's going to be the big.
Told us not to trade him, and
he's going to be the big offseason acquisition. Like, oh Jesus Christ!
Nick Madrigal.
Can you imagine the middle infield of Gonzalez and Madrigal?
Lenine.
Imagine it having some issues at the amusement park.
That was pretty funny. That's a good one, Fitz. That one made me laugh. Shit. I had a thought and got lonely and left. Let's talk about the Cubs because
I have great stuff to start off the Cubs. Justin Steele, who's been amazing this year, he pitched 3 perfect innings against the Rays on Wednesday, but he left with forearm tightness. So we all know that could lead to Tommy John. So there's that. Cubs are back. Just great guy. That was great.
Yep. That was talking Cubs.
And the Cubs are
look at Mitch didn't even leave.
Sitting with the St. Louis Cardinals in dead last.
Yep.
Oh, the entire National League
tied for the least amount of wins in the National League.
The entire National League is like go through what are the Phillies right now? Because I think they're like,
hold on,
let's see,
a little better than the Cubs.
25 and 30.
There you go. Let me look at the NL standings.
Let's use visuals.
Cubs are they're tied with the Rockies.
There you go.
Let's use visuals.
Shit, the National do by leagues though.
Like wild card standings.
Oh, like wild card.
No, just go
the whole list of everybody.
Go by league.
Yeah.
Look at those records.
Jeez.
The National League is like everybody is in it. Like the worst team in the National League is 5 games out of a playoff spot right now. And tomorrow,
the White Sox and the Cubs are in the same third to last for the wild card.
They were both. Remember this morning, their magic numbers were both 113.
Yep.
As of this morning.
Jesus Christ.
And actually, they're the same because they both lost today, right? And
yep.
Shit.
Yeah, ESPN doesn't like to update in real time. I don't even know why I'm still here.
White Sox, yeah. Well, what are you looking at?
Literally, obviously 16 or 15 teams in the National League. Only 8 are above 500.
Jeez.
No, wait, my bad. 7 are above 500.
And it's still the case where, this is actually in order. The East and the Central.
I feel like I wrote down the AL versus NL record. Yeah, I think the AL was the NL is 114 and 124 against the American League, I believe. If this is what this number is, I thought I wrote it down. That could be it.
But
I mean, that's what's so fucking stupid about the Cubs is that like we knew it. We talked about the end. Actually, I didn't think the entire NL was going to be this bad, but I knew the NL Central wasn't going to be good. Mm-hmm. So, like, we knew it, and like, yeah, like they signed some players who are supposed to get better, but they're still shitting the bed, and that's why those like 2 weeks at the end of April and May are so fucking stupid. Because I get it, like every team, good, bad, anywhere in the middle, they're going to go through rough times. Like they're going to have a bad couple weeks.
Yep.
But for those games were just so inexcusable, the way they were losing them to like the Washington Nationals, the Miami Marlins. I think it was like 7 of 8 or something like that. 1-run losses every fucking time. And like that is the difference between just
don't make me play the clip, Andy.
Being like where they are now, where they're just 7 games below 500 now, to like they could be, and that's the sad thing. They could be like just at 500. They can just be a 500 team, and they'd be like a game out of first place.
84 wins get you the Central Division title this year.
Yeah. It's so stupid.
It's a race to 84. And the Cubs have not only had these games where they were, again, not putting out their best lineup, but they've also had enough games they've given away as a result of, either pitching decisions or a poorly built bullpen in general.
Yep. And that's
The
why
Cubs,
I wrote
8 to 10 games. 8 to 10 games this year the Cubs had that were they snatched victory from the jaws of snatched defeat from the jaws of victory.
Today, Junior.
I want to make sure I got the analogy right.
That's why I wrote after Wednesday's game they lose again against 4-3. They're up 2-0. They blow it 2-2. They get back 3-2, and they blow it again. And it's like you look at the moves and like, yeah, David Ross deserves to get shit on because he let in Mark Leiter too long. But then he the only reason he goes to Mark Leiter on back-to-back days is because Jed Hoyer's plan of bringing in older veteran guys, which I was on board with because it's worked. But this year it's failed. It's failed. The relief guys that you brought in, the veteran guys that you brought in to stabilize the bullpen have sucked. So you can't trust those guys.
But
so
did you need to pull?
So you have to overuse your only guys who have been good, and then they get fucking beat.
Today, like for example, did he pull Wesneski too soon? He's a starting pitcher who had thrown 3 2/3 innings. Do you let the guy? He left a base runner, and then you brought in Leiter, and that's who he gave up the jack immediately.
Yeah, he gave it was a 2-out walk in the 7th, and then I think it was Brandon Lowe came up. Hit the home run. And it's like this is what happens when we talk about the White Sox too. And like all these teams like in the middle, the margin of error, you don't have a margin for error. Like everything has to be finely tuned for you to, have to maximize your chances of winning. And I mean, they haven't been doing that since the beginning of the year with the roster anyway. Trey Mancini had like a hot 3 weeks at the end of April or at like middle of May, but he's been terrible overall.
I honestly forgot he was on the Cubs.
Like he had and he fight even when he does something good. He came through. He came through for you, Mitch. He came in, pinch hit, got the Cubs back on top. He hit a double or what should have been a double over the head of Randy Arozarena. Ball landed on the warning track.
It's true.
I need to see a race between Trey Mancini and Yasmani Grandal. He got thrown out by a lot. And Herb,
put all three of them on a track. Herb, Trey Mancini, and Yasmani. Because I think all those said a pre-show. I think Herb can get Yasmani now.
Oh yeah, Yasmani.
He can get Yasmani. I don't know about my boy Trey though.
Was it against the Angels on Monday night? Last out.
It's brutal, but real quick.
He's 3 for his last 18. Too. So Mancini's really kind of a little rough.
Since we're talking about speed, why is Andrew Vaughn all of a sudden just ridiculously slow?
Maybe he always was.
Gravity.
He was never fast.
I know he was never fast, but
slower. I just think it's kind of the same speed.
No, he's getting thrown like he is slow.
Maybe his jump.
I think he's always slow.
I didn't think he was this. I don't remember him being this slow. Like he is. He's getting thrown out on the base path.
The most athletic dude out there, man.
But the one, I forgot what team it was. The shortstop made the play basically in the left field bleachers and turned and threw it. And he was like, oh shit, I still have him. Got Andrew Vaughn out.
Yeah, he's hitting the ball so hard that it gets
he just
quicker.
hit it too hard, man.
Yeah.
No, that wasn't the case.
No, let's just say it was.
Okay. But he's getting thrown to.
Well, pull up his baseball to see where he's at in speed.
Yeah, his baseball savant. What's his sprint?
I feel like it's not significantly worse. I mean, he's never been. Been fat. He's fast.
Maybe I'm losing it, which is
no. You know why you think he's fast though? Because
I never thought he was fast.
That gif of him running.
Yeah, you think he's Arnold Conan the Barbarian.
I never thought he was fast, but I just never thought he was this slow.
Not even that tan.
Sprint speed, he's in the 11th percentile.
All right, he's slow.
He's slow. Hold on, I want to see where Yasmani is.
Oh, I mean, yeah.
See where he was last year real quick. See if he has been getting slower. Go to 2022. For Vaughn. He said he's getting slower.
How do I go to 2022?
They have a little tab there.
Oh, there you go.
While looking it up too, Aldo.
His sprint speed was 25 percentile last year, so he's
All
gotten
right, you know what? You might be
significantly
onto
slower.
something
Yeah,
here.
he's gotten significantly.
Maybe the league has just got
And
faster.
in 2021, his sprint speed was 38th percentile. 2022, it went down to 25. And 2023, he is now at 11.
Well, it's because Albert Pujols retired. You
They've
don't have
killed
sprint
his
speed.
legs with all of that outfield work.
Oh,
Now
yeah,
he's
outfield work.
no longer athletic.
What do you got, Kevin? What do you
Great
got?
nothing. It's like the great nothing. I was just gonna say with Mancini, he did hit a double today, a big one that should have been a game winner.
No, it should have been a double. He got thrown out at second.
Yeah.
He got thrown out. Well, he drove in the run. He hit a ball.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I forgot that he got thrown out at second. Actually,
Like that's the thing. But overall, Trey Mancini's been a disappointment. But like this is kind of what I expected. I remember when there was like Trey Mancini. All right,
I predicted him to hit the most home runs in the Cubs. That was fun.
I mean, there's positives.
And then
There's-
I know we just keep having this back and forth on Patrick Wisdom, but actually no, forget about Patrick Wisdom. The Cubs just don't have like any power. Ian Happ, love the dude, always believed in the talent.
Has he done good this year? I feel like I haven't heard about him.
He struggled in May. He only has 4 home runs. Dansby Swanson, he only has 5 home runs.
So real quick, Baseball
But here's the
Savant,
thing too is
Baseball Savant started in 2015. What do you think Yasmani Grandal's highest sprint speed percentage was from 2015 to now?
Percentile or like
Percentile?
Yeah,
like-
percentile.
like
22.
We got an 8, we got a 22. Fidge, you want to throw a number out there?
I'd say probably we'll go 16.
13 in 2018. At 2023, he's now sitting at literally Yasmani Grandal's entire Baseball Savant page is blue,
Ooh.
and his sprint speed is 1.
Not surprising.
I'm not kidding. Here, hold on. I want to show you. This is bad. Like, I'm gonna go through the whole White Sox team and see who has all blue, because he has all blue.
Oh
Jeez.
yeah, Seb's not looking too bad now, is he?
Let's see what's up. Let's see if Seb's got some.
Yeah,
back.
go to
Let's see if Seb.
Well, you have to go to the defensive game calling.
Oh, I'm
part.
looking at
Yeah.
this. Where's Seb at?
Ha-ha,
got some red
that's
framing.
Up games, baby.
Framing.
Oh, he doesn't have enough
baby.
games for his offense.
No. We got framing. We got framing. Hold on. Let's start with some positive here. We'll do this.
All
for the
right,
Cubs,
now I
too.
got some ammo. Bring on Jordan for our debate because I thought.
See how Luis is looking here. Okay. Oh,
There you
Jesus.
go.
This is what kills me.
The
That
chase rate,
The
yeah.
chase rate at the 9th percentile. Oh,
But he hits the ball really hard.
I
He
know,
hits
but
it fast.
if he can get that chase rate to 25%, like he'd be so much a better player. Why is this? Damn, this seems like this is really low.
Outfield jump. It's because he's fast. He
not.
doesn't
He's
need
so
it.
athletic. He doesn't need a
Yeah,
good
he
jump.
doesn't need it.
It was 71 percentile in 2020. Huh.
You know why? Because Boston's no longer the outfield coach.
Wait, I'm
Not-
curious. Look at Seiya Suzuki. Look up Seiya Suzuki.
Somebody's girlfriend or wife thought that was pretty funny. Oh, it's
Vanderpump.
the Vanderpump reunion's on right now.
Ooh,
She
great.
didn't go to the big party tonight. The watch party is going on, but she.
This is fantastic. Look at this.
Look at that,
This is what
folks.
you want
But
here.
I thought that he was a flop. He was a
Hey, he just got back from
He was
injury.
washed.
Post
Oh
game
my
for the day.
God, Cubs
Not a
fans
big
never
opposite field guy,
react.
huh?
No,
He's a pull guy.
he mashes. That's why he
guy.
put on the 20 pounds of muscle.
Yeah,
Wait, go to the
They just
defense.
suck.
defense was going to be a little bit ugly.
Where does
Who
he-
cares
how
when
do I go to
you're hitting
defense?
like that? You put up
that's
with
a
that defense.
fantastic. That's a
Look at that
screenshot.
outfield arm,
Yeah,
outfield
I mean,
average.
arm strength,
Look at that
outfielder
chase rate.
jump,
Look at that chase rate.
outs above
Chase
average.
Oh, yeah.
This is what I'm talking about. That is impressive. I didn't
So
think it
I
was-
think
I knew he was
haven't
good. I
looked
didn't
at
think it was
I haven't
this
looked
good.
at the numbers,
He
but I
hits
think
fastballs
Seiya
really well.
Suzuki is now. I think he has the highest WRC plus for the Cubs,
And
and,
the
and
thing
that's
about what he
after
does,
like a terrible week where he couldn't hit anything.
he doesn't chase, but he hits fastballs well, so he doesn't get beat. But he struggles with the off speed stuff still, soft away, a little bit. But he's getting better with it. He's sitting back on it a little bit more.
Well, I don't want Andrew Benelli. I want Andrew Vaughn.
Vaughn.
Yeah, baby.
All right. All
Let's
right.
see, there we go.
Not terrible.
strength.
Not terrible.
That's
This
a
is
Hard hit
hilarious.
percent. He hits the ball hard.
Yep.
That's what you want. That's what you
Okay.
want.
This is
Chase
fine
rate
too.
can
This is
improve.
fine. 58 percentile barrel percentage. Okay.
A lot of pink on there.
It
other than
shows what
speed.
he's always been. He's always been a mature kind
This,
of very
yeah,
smart hitter.
this is actually a pretty accurate summary of Andrew Vaughn.
You know, no, I mean, he hits the ball hard. He takes good at bats. He's a professional hitter.
Eloy.
He ain't elite by any means, but you can live with that as your first baseman.
Oh, he might not qualify. Yeah.
Oh yeah, do wisdom.
There
Do
you
wisdom. These are so lopsided because his slugging in April was like almost 700, and his slugging this month is
That's
Hey,
an
look at that
all-star.
K percentage, baby.
An all-star right there.
number one.
I heard a lot of bitching
Look at that.
and
He hits the
complaining when I
ball
tried to
hard.
put him on
He
the
hits the
ballot.
as well. When he hits the
100%
ball,
percentage. That's a solid
100th
player right there. That's an
percentile.
all-star.
For barrel
he-
percentage.
yeah, when he hits the ball hits the ball hard.
Does that
It's
now
just-
look like
look
an
at that whip
all-star?
rate.
This
Look
is
at that whip
actually these two next to each other are actually pretty hilarious for him.
Yeah,
Barrel
K rate
percentage
and,
at 100
and barrel.
percentile, K rate at 1 percentile.
And his
I
defense
will
is
give
not
him
been
credit
good.
too. He has one of the best pitchers here because look at the
Oh yeah,
he's got some arm
Great
definition
God.
in there.
He just
That's
wanted the
like-
Cubs
look at
colors
that.
represented on
Look
his percentile rankings.
Look at the
He's got
sprint.
the
Look at
blue,
the
he's got
sprint
the red.
speed. Underrated speed.
He's
62.
fast. He's good. Yeah, he's got decent. But look at his outs above average. Just
Oh yeah, no, he's been brutal again at third.
Hold on, we gotta look at
Yeah,
the.
leave it to negative fids over there to point out.
hey,
Got all
there's
this
many facets to this
beautiful-
game. Many
And,
facets.
Just a hater.
They all
and the la-
matter.
The last one here. Let's do a real
one
quick
trick pony.
check in to the White Sox biggest contract ever.
Oh,
Super
look at that. Hey, he doesn't
Bowl.
strike out. He doesn't
Wah,
strike
wah,
out.
wah,
He
wah.
hits the ball. He doesn't hit it hard, but he hits the ball.
He
Let's-
puts it in play.
Hey, so
He'd
let's
make the
see
T-ball
how
coach proud.
let's see how Cubs sensation Matt Mervis that we had to have. So
Oh, let's get Mervis up there.
because we had to
Yeah.
have it, right? It's like when you order some food and you're like, I gotta have that. I
I
want
don't
We're
that.
gonna have
Yeah.
enough fun there.
I don't think he'll qualify.
Oh, sprint
Ooh,
speed.
look at
Oh,
that exit
God.
velocity, baby. Look at that sprint speed. What did I tell you, Zoe?
He is like a he
I
does. He
didn't
looks
think
like
it was that slow.
He's slow.
he looks like an English teacher, to be honest. Like or like a history teacher. He's got a dad bod already. It's great.
He is very slow.
He's very slow.
All right, let's end the misery. You ready, Mitch?
All right, before we go into this, because there's two big motorsports of
Motorboat?
motorsport
doing
events.
this
I
weekend,
can
Mitch?
stick to strictly NASCAR, but I do have a little Indy 500 content if you want. But it's not the Indy 500 minute, so I will stick to strictly NASCAR if you want. But we'll have the jury decide on that before I get into
Mitch,
it.
I say this with all due respect. And keep in mind, I said with all due respect,
With all due respect.
nobody's going to know if you're talking about IndyCar or NASCAR or not.
You know, that's fair.
Just
Should I
let it
Mix them
fly.
both in? All right, fair enough.
So it's now time for the NASCAR Minute with NASCAR Mitch.
So it was like racing fans' Christmas basically this weekend. There was the Monaco Grand Prix, which is basically a parade, Formula One, Euro
Wait,
trash.
Mitch. Breaking
I
news.
started drinking at 6 a.m. and we're here now. I don't know what time it is, but I'm rolling deep, and those cars are going real fast and real left, son. They're going fast and left. Fuck yeah!
Left part.
And,
It's the left part that gets me.
That's
I'm sorry.
basically what the tailgate was. Like, you know, because I got the tailgate started at 6 a.m. for the Indy 500. And that's basically what it was. You're surrounded by a bunch of Midwestern savages. But the race itself, you know, the end of the race,
Real quick before you go.
we had Pato O'Ward, the Mexican driver for McLaren. He's in first place. He's dueling with his teammate. His teammate, Felix Rosenquist, he's trying to make a move. He's a dirty Swede. He goes to the outside. He loses control of the car. He hits the wall, comes down. Poor little Kyle Kirkwood. He's just trying to get past, collects Kyle Kirkwood in the wreck. Now, this is kind of scary because Kyle Kirkwood flipped over, hit the wall. His tire went over the fence. Which, like, sitting where we were, from like our angle, we're like, oh, someone's gonna die from this tire. Like, literally scaled the fence. Thankfully, it split the grandstands, hit some poor lady's car. So she had a nice surprise when she went out into the parking lot. But thankfully, no one was hurt. So they had to stop the race, clean up the track because it was such a big wreck. They restart. So Pato O'Ward, who was in first, he dropped back a little bit after that, like, whole wreck. So he's trying to make up some spots after the restart. He went from first down to third. He makes a bold move down low. He's trying to make a pass. But Marcus Erickson, who's in second, he's not giving him the room. So he's down on the apron, and Pato, he just runs out of space. He hits the wall. Another huge crash. They have to red flag the race again. This is all inside 20 laps, and now they have another one. So meanwhile, during this whole thing, Joseph Newgarden, the American for Mr. Roger Penske, he's slowly been picking his way through the field, working his way up from the start. He started like down in 17th. Now all of a sudden, he's in position for a win. So they restart one last time. There's like 8 laps left. And before the restart even happens, they go 3 wide down the straightaway. Another huge wreck. So this is unprecedented. They've now had 3 red flag stoppages at the end of the race. So in IndyCar, you can like end the race under a yellow, but they decided, no, we're going to have one last lap to decide this thing. So they came out of the pits. And it was weird because it was the green flag and a white flag at the same time. So it was one lap to decide it. So it was Joseph Newgarden and Marcus Erickson. Marcus Erickson won the Indy 500 last year. He's starting in first. He's trying to defend his title against Newgarden, who's been in the sport for 12 years, won 2 championships, but never won the Indy 500 before. Erickson gets a much better jump off the first turn. He's heading down the backstretch. Newgarden gets inside the draft. Slingshot move to the outside. He makes the pass. Erickson files back in line, and he tries to make a move to the inside. It's all about drafting. So he's trying to get the momentum. And then Newgarden unleashes the dragon. And no, it's not what you think it is, you perverts. He starts swerving all over the track to try and break up some momentum, to try and not get caught in the draft, because you don't want to have the toe. And Newgarden wins the race. His celebration, he gets out of the car, he runs into the stands, which was like crazy. He just like slipped through the fence, and he was getting like bobbed by all these people. So it was like kind of insane seeing the driver celebrate with all these drunken Indy guys. But yeah, he won his first Indy 500 after 12 years of trying. So that was really cool. We'll go to NASCAR's the Coca-Cola 600. Long race, great race. Ryan Blaney won that one. But we'll get to the real thing that people want to talk about. So midway through the race, Denny Hamlin, he's racing our boy Chase Elliott really hard, right? Because obviously, it's 600 miles. You got to take everything you can get, because, there's not a whole lot of racing in 600 miles. Every lap really counts if it's only a 600-mile race. So he's racing him hard. He works Elliott up into the wall. Elliott hits the wall, and he gets pissed. So he straightens the car out, and then he just left hooks Denny Hamlin into the fence. Well, that's a chicken shit move. If you remember in Vegas last year when we were doing the NASCAR Minute, that's what Bubba Wallace did, and everyone's calling for him to be suspended. But all of a sudden, when Chase does the same move, putting a guy's life in danger on the straightaway, just left hooking the guy, all of his mouth breather fans on Twitter, well, it was an accident. He didn't mean to. The steering wheel broke. Oh, someone ran into the back of him. You see him making all these excuses, and it's bullshit. And I have to say this on the podcast because Chase Elliott fans can't read if I tweeted about it. That was a chicken shit move. Chase Elliott's a thug. He deserves to be suspended. He did get suspended. Thank God for that. And I'm glad all of his fans are sad on Twitter because, he let his tempers get the best of him. And he ruined a good race for him. He had a fast car that weekend. It's a 600-mile race. So, plenty of race to make up for it. Ruined his sponsors weekend, ruined his teammate. It was just selfish. Just selfish. Terrible move from Chase Elliott. Don't know why it's so popular. That's the NASCAR Minute.
Whew. So we got to go for it.
This Padres pitch is shitting bricks right now. Why? Because Danny fucking Burgess is up and back. Guy just ordered Shake Shack straight to the dugout.
So you have to know this, Mitch. If you were wondering why the NASCAR Minute this week was only at about a minute or an hour and 15 minutes into the show, as opposed to like 1:45, Zoe was so excited to show you that clip.
I was.
I did.
I'm very proud of him.
Sit on that all show.
That dude looks
Very
like
proud of him.
Louis Anderson.
Yeah, let's watch it one more time because it's.
I started drinking at 6 a.m. and we're here now. I don't know what time it is, but I'm rolling deep. And those cars are going real fast and real left, son. They're going fast and left. Fuck yeah.
They were going fast and left.
First time he says left, he points right, which is absolutely phenomenal. I love America.
Hey, that NASCAR Minute next week, gonna be live from the pits.
Yeah, go ahead, flex a little bit here.
We're gonna try.
Young Mitch here got credentialed to cover a NASCAR event.
Yeah. So we're gonna be boots on the ground once again, and we're gonna see if we can record a NASCAR Minute from pit row after the race. We'll see. Maybe we'll get a driver. Maybe we'll talk to BJ McLeod or Joey Logano Some fan favorites in the show. I would talk to Chase, but he's suspended after right hooking a guy on a straightaway. So unfortunately, we can't talk to Chase.
I was gonna say, Mitch, you're gonna need like a bodyguard, or you're gonna get attacked by Chase Elliott fans.
See, that's the thing. Yeah, I don't have anything against Chase per se, besides the fact that I think he's boring. It's mostly his fans. It's like what I had against Cubs fans back in the day. Because unlike most, like they're morons. Like half of them can't read. They're like a bunch of toothless townies down in Dawsonville. They pronounce siren, and they defend this guy absolutely. It was literally the same thing Bubba Wallace did last year. And at that time, everyone's like, "Oh yeah, can't right hook a guy on straightaway." Well, Chase does it. I see a million excuses. Can't stand these people.
When's Zoe gonna watch his 4-hour race?
I don't know. That Coca-Cola 600 should have been the one. And Loki, it was a great race. There was a fight on pit road. There's guys pushing each other during a rain delay mid-race. There was that whole right hook in the guy. The racing was phenomenal. Shout out Ryan Blaney for finally getting a win. That would have been a good race for you to watch, though. I'm thinking it's going to have to be an intermediate track. I'm thinking maybe fall Kansas.
After this Saturday, I'm game to set it up.
Well, yeah, we should make it a live. We should make it a playback.
It's got to be a playback. I'll show up for sure. I'll at least sympathy drink a little bit with you, so. Or you're not allowed to drink.
Oh, you can drink. Yeah. We'll make up some drinking games for him.
Oh yeah.
Every time there's a caution, drink. Yeah, we'll make a little pool. Pick a driver.
I'm on break, so Monday mornings are just fine for me.
There you go.
I can do it. Yeah, I just need to be after Saturday.
I'm pilot. I can fly.
I'm pilot. I can fly.
Stone cold sober Zoe for 4.5 hours.
Yeah, I mean, you can come down to St. Louis, and you and little Zoe, I'll sneak out of pit road with me.
Ooh, he can watch real life.
Zoe, you'll be like the camera guy. I'll be like, yes, he's also a credential.
You lost me at St. Louis.
Yeah, you can't blame me there.
Yeah.
That's fair. Yeah,
any parting thoughts, gentlemen? Mitch?
Oh, St. Louis.
Yeah.
Chase Elliott was guilty, and all you thugs defending him make me sick.
I'm sure they're all watching this. Fids, anything from you?
I'm so sorry, Cubs. You're in San Diego starting on Friday. It's just not worth the trip to miss a couple home games here for the Stanley Cup Finals. So I'm going to pass on the West Coast road trip for this. So sorry. I was going to go.
Stanley Cup NBA Final prediction. Rapid fire.
Nuggets, Knights.
Yep.
Nuggets, Panthers.
Nuggets, Panthers.
I hate you. Both.
I'm rooting for the night. I think the Panthers are going to be.
I mean, as a Chicago guy, I got to root against the hated Golden Knights.
Oh yeah, I forgot the Golden Knights are a massive rival. I forgot about our hated rival, the Vegas Golden Knights.
That's like betting against the White Sox, watching the White Sox.
But did you see they did murder the I love social media with sports these days when they really get do the rivalry stuff, but the social media from the Sharks threw their weight behind Dallas, and then they did the Golden Knights social media account did that clown thing where you slowly put on the clown makeup, and it was all it was a murder. And then the Sharks came back with the 2019 thing. It's kind of like saying Billy Goat. Now it's after the Cubs won the World Series, nobody gives a shit about the Billy Goat. It was a really funny kind of back and forth, but I really do enjoy. There must be some intern. It's got to be an intern, right?
It's always interns, dude.
And they're hilarious. They're hilarious. They are the most underrated part of the sporting experience using social media because some of the stuff they throw out there is absolutely hysterical.
Mm-hmm. Aldo, you got anything before we go?
Remember when Kevin was annoying White Sox fans a few years ago, telling them to just enjoy the ride?
Yes.
I think I'm gonna take his advice this year for the Cubs because I think the Cubs are just the expectations. It's not like they were too crazy. It was just maybe they'll be around 500. And this is basically, I mean, we've been saying it for a couple of weeks now. Yeah. This is what a kind of a 500 below 500 team does. So I'm just gonna enjoy the ride, not to get too pissed off.
I'm
temperate. You can pull it back a little bit. It's okay. It's easy. It's easy because we knew they were going to be mediocre. So you can keep her back more.
Each game individually planned. So I got two things before we go. Two things. One, I don't know if you guys saw it, but Julio Rodriguez on the Mariners is now sponsored by Alaskan Air. So
that's actually sick.
Anytime he hits a home run,
people in the section
at home, people in the section that he hit the home run to, free round trip.
Oh, awesome. Wow.
A whole family of 5 goes to a game? and a home run and hits in your section, that's a family of 5 getting a trip. That's like
Wait, is it like if you
incredible.
catch the ball or like the whole
it's
section?
just the whole
Their
section,
section?
dude.
whole section.
God damn.
That says
awesome.
a lot about Alaskan Air. They're literally giving away flights. They can't pay people to get on them.
That's crazy. And then second
Amazing.
thing is I want to give a massive shout out to my little cousin Grady Elwood, who was just named to the all conference team. He finished the year 9-1 in 11 starts, 1.809 ERA, only gave up 18 earned runs in those 11 starts. That was second
Chris
best in the
Getz, you listening?
conference. 89 strikeouts, 1.20 whip, 1.75 batting average against. My little cousin threw it down. I got to see him play one game, and then the big thing out of that though is he's now going to be pitching for the Chicago White Sox elite team.
Yeah, there we
So-
go.
Cubs are going to draft him in a few years.
This is where the pipeline starts, baby.
Pretty pumped for that. It's funny you say that, although, because my family is a majority Sox fans, but there's like 3 people, including my cousin Jay, that a lot of people know from the CHAO, that are Cubs fans. And so Grady's dad, my cousin Pat, put in the family chat like Grady's stats and everything, and Jay, first response was Jay just said future Cub, and it just set the whole family chat to fucking shit. Because half of them were like, "Oh fuck that," and then the other half of us were like, "The Cubs write big ass checks too, so go for it." But yeah, that was interesting. But all right, well,
That's awesome.
for Mitch Fids, he's Aldo, I'm Zoe. Hopefully, we have a much more uplifting. I wouldn't count on it, but
I was looking back at the titles. We are definitely week to week.
Oh,
Last
we are
week,
very much
last
week
week
to
we had the White Sox creeping in on the Twins.
I mean, I'll save it for next week, but that's my.
I'll
thing
give
with
you the
White
title for
Sox.
this week. Chase Elliott is a thug, and everyone's gonna be like, "What the?" Fuck?
You know what, Mitch? I'm going to do that because
I'd be very.
Don't get all
interested-
these NASCAR fans
Yeah.
clicking on it, and be like, "What the hell?"
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, the SEO on that's gonna be wild. That's just I know the White Sox are bad. It's just I can't decide how bad they are.
right. I mean, I think I'm telling you, that's just Chicago baseball right now.
Yeah, it's that.
We know they're not good,
prefer
but you
not
don't have
great.
to be good this year to actually get in the playoffs.
Right.
I prefer not great. I feel like it has a more optimistic tone. They're just not great right now.
They have flashes. I mean,
That's
Tuesday
what I'm
night's
saying.
game was fun.
That's what's throwing me off. That's what's throwing me off is
That is Oakland. We just
Oakland
took
fucked
2
up
from.
Atlanta.
I know, what the heck was that?
Baseball is fucking weird.
That's what
and
I mean.
why
That's
we
what
all love
happened.
it.
Guys. It's baseball.
And that's
And the
what
Cubs
we
with the
all
Rays, I guess, too. Weird.
All right. We will see you all next week. Stay weird.